Hey, it's Chris from the Content Marketing Academy here, and in this video I want to share with you what is potentially the worst communications or type of communications or practice that you can be involved in on the internet today. And it's complaining and bitching and moaning about your competitors. And there's lots and lots of reasons why this is a bad idea. And you're probably thinking to yourself, Chris, well, this is obvious. Why would you bitch and moan and complain about your competition? People do it all the time. Yesterday, this is why I'm talking about this just now, is that yesterday I was just casually, in my own time, browsing Facebook, and I saw a post from a fitness instructor who, in essence, long story short, was slagging off or dissing or basically complaining about Joe Wicks, the body coach's advertising campaign for buses, right? For whatever reason, his philosophy or principles about fitness and instruction and health and fitness and all that kind of stuff wasn't the same or isn't the same as Joe's. And that's totally fine, because in the fitness world, there's lots of people who have different principles and different philosophies about how they approach health and fitness and healthy eating and all that kind of stuff. It's fine. Now, the main problem is that in general, right, as a side note, it's actually just not a good practice to have in general to complain and bitch and moan about people, right? Nobody likes bitching and moaning and complaining. No one wants to hang around people who are negative and just bitch and moan and complain all the time. An example of this is just recently I was speaking to a friend of mine who went to visit her hairstylist, and the hairstylist just bitched and moaned and complained about all her other clients whilst they were sitting down there for that hour and a half. That must have been painfully tiring to be in that seat for that length of time. She's not going back there. She doesn't want to have to sit through that. And also when she's not there, is the stylist also bitching and moaning and complaining about her to other people. So it's just not a very good practice to have. But there's other distinct reasons why you wouldn't want to do it from a business perspective. They're all fairly obvious, but perhaps maybe this video can be something that you can share with people when you see them getting involved in this bad communications practice. So the example I shared with you, the fitness instructor, the number one reason that this person, or there's 3 or 4 reasons, but the first reason is that it's generally just a very bad practice, okay? When someone visits that, it was on Facebook, so if they visit that Facebook page for the very first time, it could be a potential client or anything, they're going to see this post about this person moaning and complaining about another fitness instructor who's got a different set of principles, is calling him a numpty and using language that's just severely unprofessional, and that just gives off a bad impression. So immediately that person will be turned off, right? And I can almost guarantee it that 95% of people don't want to see posts like that. Yes, you'll get a few people who agree with you, but most people don't like that. They just don't want to be involved in that sort of discussion. Number 2 is that some of Joe's customers might be your customers. So when you're talking badly about your competition or you're slagging them off, you've got to appreciate that some of the people in your audience, your fans, your followers, they actually might be customers of that other competitor, right? And by doing what you're doing, you're effectively saying to them, you've made a really bad decision, you make them feel guilty, they start to hate you or resent you, and it just creates a whole host of negative and bad feelings against you from them, right? So you don't want that either, right? So that's the second reason. The third reason is you've got to see the bigger picture, right? So you've got this, so it doesn't matter what industry you're in. Take my industry, for example. If another content marketing company pops up in my area, is that a bad thing or a good thing for the content marketing industry? It's a good thing for the content marketing industry. I've got another company who's promoting this practice as good practice, as long as they're doing the right things and they're doing it in a good way, in a professional way for the industry, all being equal, that's a good thing. It will attract more people will be educated about what content marketing is, therefore creating a wider pool of potential customers for me. So big picture is see the industry as a whole being promoted in a good way. That can only be good for us. So in essence, there's just no really good reason to complain, bitch and moan about your competition publicly on the internet. You can do it in private if you want to, but I recommend that you don't even do that, because people just don't like to be around negative, bitching, moaning people. So don't do it. Just don't get involved in that practice, especially on social media. Main reasons: they might be other people's customers. those people might be looking for someone for the first time and see your negativity as their first experience of you, and you don't really get a second chance to make a first impression these days. And generally speaking, it's just bad communications practice. Now, I hope that you agreed with everything that I've said. If you've got any thoughts about anything, please tweet me at ChrisMarr101 or drop into the conversation around this video, wherever it might be, YouTube, Facebook, or on the blog. I hope you've had a great day, and don't forget to be awesome.